Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us for this week's eApp launch webinar. We're excited about this new product and we've been working very hard to get this out to market. Today we're going to be going through and talking about some of the reasons we built this platform and what this means for you as a client or future client of IXN. We're also going to give you a full demo so you can see this product in action and see how efficient and effective this tool will be for your agency. My name is Lassie Young, and I am the Chief Revenue Officer here at IXN. I'll be your Sherpa today as we guide you through this platform and show you some of the features, demo the platform for you, and talk about some of the ways we have packaged up our products to make them more valuable and more accessible to your agency. So we'll start by talking about some of the high-level points and what this platform means for you. So first of all, this platform gives you the ability to electronically fill out PDF forms on the IXN platform. Gone are the days of printing paper and filling it out manually. You now have the ability to do this entire process from end to end digitally in a completely digital process. Next, you'll be able to send off the forms to the client for electronic signature. The client will be able to validate who they are, verify that all the information is in good order, and electronically sign the application. Throughout this entire process, you'll be able to create an in good order application with no paper needed. This means from quoting all the way down to a signed and completed application, you won't need any paper. During the questionnaire, the platform will make sure that you have the right forms and the questions are answered correctly. Most of all, as a BGA or IMO, this allows you to provide a seamless experience for your agent to help expedite their selling process. This leads to higher efficiency, better retention of agents, and more effective recruiting efforts. Along the way, you'll be able to get visibility into who's using the platform with customized notifications, which you have full control over from the IXN dashboard. You can see when an agent starts an application, sends an application, and when applications are completed, plus a few other things along the way. You'll be able to help the agent along the way if needed as well. Really unique kind of service where the eApp platform gives you the ability to pick up where they left off, stop, and start again. This can be done from the agent perspective or from the broker's perspective, meaning the agent, if they get halfway through an application and they need to run out and they can't finish the application right then with the client, they can come back to it and pick up where they left off, which is really unique. The IXN platform gives you an end-to-end solution with no login needed. Let's be honest, most agents struggle with remembering passwords for all those different platforms that they have to access. You do have a login area you can access. However, the entire process can be done without ever having to log in or remember passwords. Of course, we recommend you put the platform behind at least one password protected area in your website, but from there it's end-to-end solution with no login needed. So you can, if you have like an agent portal on your site or something like that, and you want, we usually recommend that you embed the engine behind that login area. You don't have to, but just for security, it makes it a little more secure. Once they log into your area, that's all they have to remember. Once they access that, the IXN tools are all right there and there's no login needed. So you're not going to have as many issues with agents calling you and say, hey, I can't remember my password or I don't know my login, things like that. And last but not least, along the way, as the agent inputs the answers to the application question, there will be responsive questions which will add in forms and questions as needed in order to have an in good order application at the end of the process. So we'll make sure that the right forms are there, the right questions are asked throughout the process. At launch, we have a great set of carriers that will be available on the eApp platform. We've already launched this, it's ready to go. And these 12 carriers listed here, all these carriers have approved the ability for your client to e-sign the application and will accept an application completed and signed through our process. We do plan to expand this carrier set as we onboard other carriers. You'll be notified so that we can add those carriers for you. But great set of carriers here to start with. some of the top carriers in the industry. So now's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take a look at what this tool looks like and how the process works. We're going to pop in here. I'm going to close out my presentation, and we're going to pop over here to our agency life quoter. So we're going to start with running a quote through the IXN Agency Life Quoter. For those of you not familiar with the Agency Life Quoter, after this demo, feel free to reach out to an IXN rep, and we'll happily schedule a demo for you and anyone in your staff. We're happy to walk through the whole thing and show you how it works. Because today we're not going to go through every feature. We just don't have time. We want to be respectful of everyone's time here on the webinar who's joined us. But there are a whole bunch of features that will be available on the platform, or that are available on the platform that you'll be able to go through. So first of all, this agency life quoter is designed to be embedded right into your agency's website, agency management system, or your CRM. Basically, anywhere you can embed a piece of code, you can place this engine. It's very simple to do. It's a copy and paste. So we're going to start by running a quote for John Doe today. John Doe lives in the state of Utah. So we're going to select. So you see Utah was selected since that was the last thing I ran. He's a male and he doesn't smoke. John Doe was born on May 6th. So we're going to put May 6th, 1980. And you can see over here on the right, the agent information populated for me because it saves a cookie on your computer so that there won't be any problems in the future. As we scroll down to the underwriting section, we will start with picking a health class on the right. If we don't know which health class a client belongs to, on the left, you can see that we can access the latest underwriting guides from each of the carriers. For example, if we click on John Hancock Life Insurance Company, you'll see that immediately we open up John Hancock's underwriting guides on their paper. Once you've done this, you can scroll down and you can see the build charts, you can see underwriting information, you can see a bunch of different information for their specific products. If there's anybody having problems hearing, it should all work through your computer, so make sure your speakers are on and make sure your volume is turned up there. It looks like there's a couple people who are having some issues there. All the audio goes through the system, so just make sure you have the right speakers and all that turned on, and it should work for you there. So now that we've looked at the underwriting guides, we kind of know where to place the client. We can pop back here and we can select the health class. So let's select the health class. So today our client is going to be a standard health class. We're going to scroll down and now we're going to jump right into the product information section here. So we're going to run a quote today for $500,000 in face amount. You can then add flat extra, child rider, accidental death benefit, waiver premium if you want. And then once we've done that, we're going to go over here to the right and select the product type. As you can see, the IXN platform offers term, some variations of term, guaranteed universal life, and coming soon to the IXN platform is final expense and whole life. Today, we're going to run a 10 and a 20-year term. So you can see there's a whole bunch of product options and variations to those product options here. We're going to click View Quotes. Takes a few seconds. It's actually pretty snappy. As you can see here, we now have our results. From here, there are a number of things that you can do, which I'm happy to show you with a private demo, as there's a whole bunch of features available on the IXN platform. You can create PDFs, jump back and forth between term length. You can scroll down and click on a carrier and expand the quote card and reveal even more features. So if we go down here, let's say today we're going to be writing some business with Legal & General. We click here for more detail. As you can see, we can grab new business forms, AM Best ratings, and a whole bunch of functionality here. But today, in today's webinar, we're going to be showing the eApp platform. You'll see there's this action bar right here. If I click on eApp, what will happen is there will come up with a little guide here. And this guide kind of walks you through the different steps that are that the agent will go through in the EAP process, and kind of how that will work. So there's 5 steps that we've really built this platform, and as you can see up here, it's powered by Paperless Solutions Group, who they have a great platform for an EAP solution. And what we've done is we've made this, we've repurposed this for agents to really kind of make it usable and intuitive for agents to use the platform and give you a nice platform here. So next we're gonna so now we're gonna start the application. Once we get in to start the application, we are going to, you'll see that first we got to select the payment mode. So today we're going to do annual. It's going to populate my agent email for me if I put that in the quoting process. If you remembered, there was an agent information section in the beginning. That email address will be populated here. I can change it if needed. We come down and we're going to need to create an agent signature the first time we're using this. You'll see that there's a code here which populated automatically. So we should only have to do this once if we're using the same computer, but the first time we create it, or we're in here, we need to create a new one. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you click on this button and it'll take you out to the signature capture here. We'll click here to capture your signature, and that's going to take us to this little PDF tool. We'll click here to sign, and we're not signing the actual application here. We're just creating a signature that we're going to use later to sign the application. And you can do this using a mouse, stylus, touchscreen, whatever you use there. Great. Now I've got my application, and I'm going to click Finished. It's going to take me back here to the signature capture. We're going to copy this little link, and we're going to paste it in here, and that's what we're going to use to sign our application today. We're going to agree to sign this application, to use the signature to sign the application, and we're going to go next. Once the application is loaded, you will be on the intelligent web form screen, at which point you'll now collect client information, employment details, tobacco use, beneficiary information, and really everything else that is needed to help the application or for the application. In the interest of time today, we're just going to collect a little bit of information here. Normally, it would show you that all this information is required, or it'll show you what information is required in order to do the application in good order. Our demo platform allows me to kind of skip through some of that, so keep that in mind. Now, we want to make sure that this information is correct and we know what we put here. Because once this application gets to the consumer, they're going to have to validate who they are. So we're going to put in a little bit of information. Let's say I've lived there 5 years. My home phone number is 555-5444-1234. My country of birth. Let's say I was actually born in the country of France. What will happen is they'll ask if you're a U.S. citizen. If it's a yes, we're good to go. We're good to move on. If it's a no, you'll see that it's got responsive questions here that control, which forms are also included in the final application in PDF. And so it does have responsive questions. It'll make sure that you ask all the right questions, you have all the right forms. So if there's a military question, that they answer yes, I'm in the military, it adds the military questionnaire, et cetera, et cetera. So we're just going to say yes, I'm a U.S. citizen, I'm married. We want to make sure we put in the right driver's license number because it validates that. And then there's more information here. So now we're going to, in the interest of time here, we're just going to click through some of the different steps here. But as I click through, I do want to point out a couple things. You'll see here the amount of insurance populated over, the plan of insurance populated over. So anything we can, anything we've gathered either in the quoting process or we've already gathered in the application form will populate through the application, so there's not duplicate entry needed. You can see it put the dates in here, and you can of course change those for the data signatures. But you see here, as I get to the agent report, it populated the name of the proposed insured, their date of birth, and normally you would have to answer all these questions, but like I said, our demo platform allows me to jump through. Again, information is populated, Social Security is populated through, because we've already filled that out. So we're going to go all the way through, finish up the application, and now we're done. We've just collected all the information that's needed to have an in good order application. At this point, or any point throughout, it's got this little button down here at the bottom left. This button allows you to basically pick up the application and start later. Should I push this button, it will send me to a link that will allow me to pop back into the application where I left off. So here it actually sends me an email with a link to pop back in. So it gives me a little bit of instructions. Hey, you can pick up where you left off. And if I go over here to my email, you'll see we started a new application. In a second here we go, your e-application link. I can continue the application and pick up where I left off if needed. I can also download the PDF version if I need to paper out. Obviously, that's not ideal because then you don't stay electronic at that point. But we can continue the application and go right into where we left off and continue on from there if needed. So you can see here, here's where we left off, right? We can go next and send out for signatures. Now we're going to go back to the application here and continue here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put in my client's email address, and we're going to send it out for signatures because we've collected an in good order application. We're good to go, and we're going to send the application for them to review and also sign. At this point, we'll get a little bit of instruction. This instruction says that the client will receive an email on your behalf. The email will contain a link the client can use to review and sign the application. After the client signs the application, you'll receive an email with a link to a PDF version of the completed and signed application. So we're now done from the agent perspective, at least initially here. We've got an application filled out. We've sent it off to the client to sign it. Now we're going to show you what this looks like from the consumer perspective. So I'm going to pop into my personal email here. And as I pop into my personal email, you'll see that there's an email at the very top that says insurance application. When I click on that email, it says your agent, Lassie Young, has prepared an application for you at your request. Please follow the link below to review, edit, and sign the application. So first we have to, the first step is to authenticate. At this point, the client will need to authenticate who they are by putting in certain information. So in this case, what is your driver's license number, what is your date of birth, and what is the last 4 digits of your social. So I'm going to put in my driver's license number, I'm going to put in my date of birth, and we're going to put in the last 4 digits of our social. Now you'll see if I change this from a 5 to a 6, what's going to happen when I click next, it's going to say you cannot proceed because you answered 1 or more questions incorrectly. If I push 5 here, I click next, and I have now authenticated correctly. And in the meantime, the agent is getting a lot of visibility into what's going on. You can see that here. You can see the client's signature was clicked, or the link was clicked in the email that was sent out, and also, hey, they actually were able to authenticate correctly. So if an agent gets an email that says that they clicked on it, but they never get the second email that says they authenticated, they probably know there's a problem. Maybe we typed in their social security number wrong or something like that, and the consumers have struggling getting in. So we'll come back here. So the client will receive some instruction on this next page, and the instructions are as follows. This link will expire, therefore your complete application as soon as possible. Please verify the page for accuracy. While reviewing and signing the application, you'll be able to view documents page by page. If you wish to make any changes to the information or add additional information to the application, you'll need to contact your agent. So if you're not able, or if there's something in the application process that they need to change, they will need to contact the agent. They can't do that themselves, but they'll be able to contact their agent to make those changes. And if you leave the website, they'll need to authenticate back in. So now we're done with that. We've read through the instructions. We're going to click next, and I'll now verify some contact information for the proposed insured and make sure the agent filled out my contact information correctly. So you can see I'm going to add in a work phone number. I'm going to add in an email. That's just to make sure we have all the contact information correct. So there was a couple things missing there because I just jumped through some of the pages and skipped some of those questions. We're now going to go next. Once we're done, it'll take us to step 3, which is the e-signature process. They'll read the instructions and they'll click next. So there's a little bit of instruction that says, hey, we're now going to sign the application. Make sure the information is correct, and if there's anything incorrect, contact your agent. So we'll then be able to review the actual application with all the filled in information and make sure the agent filled out my application correctly and there aren't any typos or incorrect information. So along the way, you will see that we can go through the application step by step, which is of course recommended, or we can simply jump, if needed, directly to the signature. But here you can see the application where it's been filled in. And normally all this information would be filled out, right? We kind of skipped it today. But I can also just jump to the next signature. So here we go. You can see the agent signature has been populated that we created. I click sign, and it's as simple as that. I can, of course, go through every page of the application, and normally this would all be filled out. But instead, I could just jump to the application signatures here. And this signature, as generated, you can see they don't sign with a stylus or anything. It's a generated signature, has been approved by all those carriers that you see on our platform. And so we go next signature. We're going to pop through here. And sign the entire application. And by the way, we will open this up for questions at the end. So feel free to keep those in mind, write those down, and we're happy to answer any questions you've got at the end of the processing. So once done, you'll see this highlighted at the top, the yellow will take me to the final completion page, at which point I can download my application if I need to review it further. So I can click here and it'll actually download the PDF with all the information filled out and the signatures on there. At this point, the agent gets notified via email that the application has been completed and signed. The agents, in conjunction with their brokerage, will then take that application and submit it through their standard processes that they've been submitting applications through. You'll see here, e-application complete, e-application complete. I got 2 new notifications because I have the same email set up as a brokerage and also as an agent. So that's one of the unique things about our platform is as a BGA or IMO, your agents that are using this platform, as they're going through it, you get a lot of visibility into what's going on. You can choose which notifications you want to get. You can have those go to groups and all kinds of things. And I'll show you where that is. But basically, these notifications go to the agent, but they can also be set up to the brokerage. And these are totally customizable. Next piece I would like to show you. So we're essentially done. Before I pop into the next piece, we're essentially done with the application. We've now got an in good order application that's signed by the agent and the consumer, and we're ready to submit that to the carrier. But the next piece I'd like to show you is the dashboard. With all IXN products, you get access to a dashboard, which means this is where you do all your administrative items you need to for your IXN platform. You can review your e-apps and manage them. You can select carriers for your quote engines. You can see data on how many quotes are being run, and basically anything you need to do that's administrative with the IXN platform, you can do from here. The agent can also get a login to this dashboard for picking up where they left off, or seeing all their e-apps they've submitted, or if you've got our ticket platform to see their tickets and basically all their data. They don't see the other agent's data. They have a user level that limits that down to just what they see, whereas you as the admin would be able to see everything, right? And so what I'm going to show you now is this e-app section. If I click on e-apps on the left, you'll notice that there's a list of cases that have been worked on throughout your platform. There's a case ID, there's an agent email, date for when it was last started and updated, and there's a status over here on the right. There's essentially 5 statuses on our platform currently. This check mark means it's completed. This paper means it's a draft, so the customer hasn't signed it yet. If there was an error for one reason or another, that shows up that way. There's also 2 others, as one of them looks like a computer. I don't think I have any that look that way, but I have this click button. So a little computer icon signifies that they viewed it, or they opened up the email, or this means they clicked. The computer means they authenticated through, from what I understand. So if we go back here, we can actually click on one of these. So if I click on a completed application, you'll see that it gives me the actual completed application here that I can then download, I can print off, I can do whatever I want to get this off to the carrier through my traditional processes. If I scroll down here, I can see the quote information and also the source of it. So we've got a quote engine here, our BGA quoter, got the agent's email, things like that, where that came from. I can then submit that for completion. I can also go in here and you can see if there's a draft here. Here's a draft, this little paper. If I click on that, you'll see it looks a little bit different. We don't have a completed application. I can see, oh, they haven't filled out all the application questions. This is more what it looks like when in normal processes, it'll show what's still needed to be filled out, what's required for the application. But you can then help the agent through the process if needed. You can even send it off for a signature from right here if you know the consumer's information. If you have a call center, you act as a call center for your agents, you can use the whole process right from here as well. That's the e-app platform, guys. Really cool. We're really excited about this. This really should make your process much more efficient. And so I'm going to pop back to my presentation here. And keep in mind, if you have any questions, I'm going to open it up for questions at the end. Happy to pop back through and show you guys anything else that you have questions about. So let's hop back into our presentation. So now that you've seen the platform in action, you probably all want to know how to get this added if you're a current client, or how to sign up if you're new to IXN. If you're a current client, you simply reach out to our fulfillment or support team, and they're happy to talk to you about how to get your package upgraded and get this platform added to your solution. It's kind of a case-by-case scenario, so we'll look at your platform, we'll look at what products you currently have, and see if it fits within that product suite to get that added to your platform. If you're new to IXN, you feel free to reach out, and we're happy to set up a time to demo the entire platform with you, so we can figure out which package is going to work best for you. If you're joining this webinar, you probably talked to an IXN representative at some point, possibly me. We're excited to announce that we've got some adjusted pricing packages that now include the mobile app, the e-app, and all the other brokerage products that IXN offers. So e-tickets and the dashboard and all that is included in the entire package. And you really want to talk to someone at IXN about understanding that package, helping you see kind of what's included and all that. And to determine which package is going to be best for you. And so reach out. feel free to reach out to everyone. My name is Lasse Young. You can see the pronunciation there if you need help with it. Here's my contact information. I deal a lot with our customers directly, especially on the brokerage side. So feel free to give me a call, and I'd be happy to set up a time to demo our platform for you and show you anything more in detail that you'd like to see. You can also find me on LinkedIn and Twitter. Love to chat with you and connect as well. So thanks everyone for joining, and we're excited to get you all started with this electronic process, make you all more efficient and effective in your process in this integration that we've got with Paperless Solutions and this new service and platform. So feel free to reach out. Thanks for joining us today. I will now open it up for any questions that you all may have, and I'm happy to answer those and pop back through. Looks like we have a couple questions here. So Jeff, he asked, will this recording be available for those that encountered audio issues? Yes. Jeff, looks like you probably can't hear me if you're having audio issues, but we'll be sure to send out the recording to everybody. Afterwards, we'll probably be posting it on our YouTube channel as well. Brian, you asked, when will this new IXN software /quoter be ready? It is ready. It is already ready. So we're live. We're getting e-apps through our platform. We've been doing this for it's been running for about a month now on the IXN platform, and we've had the quoter for years, of course, but it's all ready to go. So feel free to reach out. Be happy to discuss that with you and see how we can get you started on this. Any other questions here? Feel free to ask those. Now would be the time to ask any questions. I'm happy to answer questions about the rest of our services. Mark here asks if we have an agency management system. The answer to that is no. IXN does not have an agency management system. However, you don't need to have an agency management system with IXN to use our products. We can integrate with other agency management systems. We're doing some with Smart Office. We're working with Insurio. We're working with Radius. We've worked with a bunch of different solutions, and we're happy to explore other ones as well if needed. Mark, you asked if this integrates with Agency Works. The answer is no. Unfortunately, they're not the easiest to work with for other vendors. They're actually one of our main competitors, and so not the easiest to integrate with solutions like that. Tad, you asked, can I use it as an agent for several different IMO and different carriers assigned to them? I think what you're asking is, can you use it, like can you purchase it, and then as you do e-apps, can you place some business through one IMO and some business through a different IMO? I want to say that's what you're asking. I don't see why not. The agent controls which agency and which contract this goes through. So if you're the purchaser of the platform, I don't think there would be a problem with that. Happy to explore that further with you. Give me a call and we can talk through that and make sure that I'm understanding you correctly, and we can verify that my answer there is also correct. I'm 90% sure that would work, and you wouldn't have any problems. Kimoy or Kimoy, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Can you text your contact info? It says my audio is working, but visual is not. Screen is not working. Webinar. Okay, we'll be sure to make sure you get the recording of this, Kimoy. But so you're asking if you can text your contact info. There are a couple places where you can text. They will get an email to their phone if they have their email on their phone, and they can do that on sign the application there. But as far as the quotes go, you can text quote results right from here. So you can go in, you can text a quote off to your client. That's actually a really unique feature on the IXN platform. I haven't seen any other quote engines that do this, but you can text a comparison off to the quote engine or to your client. I'm sorry. Hopefully that answers your question, Kamoy. Feel free to reach out for more info. Brian, you asked, do you happen to work with Crump based out of Melville, Long Island? I'm assuming you mean Crump, like the large insurance agency. Let's talk more about that, Brian. Crump is a client of IXN, but I'd be happy to dig into that further and see what exactly you mean there. And just reach out to me, and we'll figure that out and see what the best way to work that out is. Next question here is from Lena. Hi, Lena. How many carriers on the platform? So I'm assuming you're referring to the e-app, since that's what we're talking about today. So I'll go back to my slide here. Here we have a slide that shows the carriers that are currently available on the e-app platform. Obviously, we quote many more. I think we quote close to 40 carriers right now for term, GUL, final expense, and we are planning on expanding that further even. We're always talking and adding carriers on our platform. And then for traditional forms carriers, I think we have around 30 of those on the platform. So hopefully that answers your question, Lena. Lena, I'd be happy to do a demo for you. I did one for Rob and Raymond the other day. I'd be happy to show you the platform and dig in further. I think there's some pieces that you might be interested in there. Kimoya, you said I was asking for you to send your contact info to me through chat via text or provide your number through audio. Oh, yeah. So let me. I'll go down to my screen here. I can chat my contact info in as well. My phone number is 801-854-7162. Again, that's 801-854-7162. I will chat that here as well. That's my direct contact information, Kamoy. Feel free to reach out. Brian, you said I had no clue they were big. LOL, I'm sort of new to the business. Thank you. Yeah, Crump is a fairly large brokerage. So from what I understand, there's pretty much no one bigger. But hopefully I'm not offending anybody by saying that. But they're a fairly large brokerage. They do quite a bit of business from my understanding. So any other questions? Those are great questions, guys. Really liking this. Happy to continue to answer questions. We scheduled 45 minutes. We're at 37 minutes now. But thanks, Mark and Kamoy. Thanks for your great feedback. We love feedback, by the way. If you're a current client of IXN, I'll just throw this out there real quick. In the dashboard, there is a place. There's a button called Roadmap. If you're a current client of IXN, you get access to the roadmap. The roadmap shows you different features that we're working on, different tools. You can request, submit ideas to us. We really listen to our clients. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you want, how you want things to work. If there's a feature that we're missing that really would make an impact for you, you can come in here and vote on other people's ideas, things like that. So keep that in mind. Looks like the questions have slowed down here, and we're coming to an end. So thanks everybody for joining. We'll make sure to get the recording out to everybody, and feel free to reach out. I'm serious. I want to hear from you. I'd love to talk to you and see if how we can get this set up for you and find a good fit for you. Hope everyone has a great weekend. It's Friday, so hopefully you all have some fun plans. I know here in Utah we've got some interesting weather coming up, but that's fall for you. So hope everyone has a great weekend, and I look forward to talking with you all soon and working closer with everybody. Thanks.